This video is sponsored by the relationship between Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. Probably one of the most conflicting and weird celebrity romances of all time.
Wife's name out your fucking mouth!
Wow, dude!
Yes.
It was a Jada Pinkett Smith joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth!
I'm going to. Okay? Jesus. Bad Boys Ride or Die was directed by Adil El Arbi and Bilal Fallah and was released in theaters this weekend. And this is a movie that I was very much looking forward to because Bad Boys for Life is one of my favorite movies of 2020, the year it came out. Obviously, 2020 was a very rough year for cinema with the pandemic, but Bad Boys for Life was one of the saving graces of that year. I will have a spoiler section for this, so if you don't want to get spoiled for this recent Bad Boys outing, then make sure to click off before that part of the video. We'll be getting into spoilers in that point. And you don't want to miss out on the this movie. You wanna go in fresh. You don't want to have this spoiled for you because there's some great surprises in there. So we have Will Smith, Martin Lawrence back in their iconic roles as Mike Lowry and Marcus Burnett. Of course, they are palling around. Their dynamic is strong as ever. And in this movie, they are trying to prove that Captain Howard, who was killed off in the last movie, is innocent because there are some recent allegations that have come about him being connected to a drug cartel, and it's just really shady stuff. It's kind of shrouded in mystery, so the bad boys have to take on the case. This was a really personal movie for them. Obviously, the stakes are high. This is very personal to them, even more personal than the last one, where Mike had to confront his son who was doing the killing, and is that the actual person that killed Captain Howard, and we have to deal with some of the ramifications of that. And we do get to see Michael and Marcus go to assist, get the assistance of Michael's son. So that was really cool. I enjoyed that. Man, this movie just goes off the rails. There are some great action sequences in here. The choreography is awesome. That's one of my favorite parts of the last one, and this one they keep right on going with it. And the way they film it, there's a certain scene towards the end in the third act where you get some POV stuff, and like it switches from POV to facing Mike and Marcus with their guns out and firing. It was really awesome. I love that. I'm a big fan of that kind of use in cinematography and action movies, because action movies, you have the standard, watch as someone shoots, pan over and shoot somebody else and go through the different rooms, but Bad Boys Ride or Die does something really different with that. It enhances the way you're going to look at action sequences from now on, because this movie really does take some creative leaps with that. So, that was awesome. There's some great side characters in here. You have the Ammo Squad coming back in from the last film. You have Rita. You have, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the guy's name, but he's hilarious in this. Charles Melton didn't come back for this, which is a shame, because he was great in May December. I would have liked to see him in this as well, but that's okay, because we got Vanessa Hudgens. Childhood crush right there, Vanessa Hudgens. She is fine, and they make a joke of that in this movie. But yeah, it was great seeing her, and yeah, overall, this movie just really takes the high road in making you feel like this, higher stakes than we've ever had before in this franchise, because Marcus and Mike had to go on the run because they get associated with Armando's, because there's an escape that happens and Armando is, with them, so obviously they think, oh, Mike broke his son out of jail and they're, they're on the run now because they couldn't find enough evidence about, Colonel Howard, so they're going their own direction now, but it's different than that. They have different intentions. They're trying to help clear the boss's name. So that was interesting. Really, no need to drag it on here. Bad Boys Ride or Die is another awesome addition to the franchise. I love this franchise. I love the camaraderie between Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. If you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out. If you haven't seen Furiosa, check that out. I'm sorry that I didn't get the review out for that because I was not feeling good. But I'm back on track. I'm ready to review more movies, and I'm giving Bad Boys Ride or Die an 8 out of 10. Feck it, man. 8 out of 10. I'm not holding back with this. This movie is awesome. I loved it. So definitely go check it out. And with that, let's get into the spoilers. So entering the spoilers, I'm going to talk about my boy Reggie. This scene with Reggie I loved. McGrath sends a bunch of troops to Marcus's house to grab a hostage because they want to have, of course, some leverage to get Mike and Marcus to them. They get Mike's wife, who, yeah, by the way, Mike is married in this movie now. It starts off with him getting married to his therapist. He went to therapy after he was shot and nearly died in the third film, so we learned that he married this therapist, which is awesome. Seems really nice, good for him. I was glad to see that. Happy to see Mike, starting to embrace, something other than going out and killing, some bad guys or, taking on a case. He's focusing on actually living life now, which is something that Marcus is happy about as well. And Marcus is struggling in his own way. He nearly dies at the beginning of the movie. He has a heart attack, and that was shocking. I wasn't expecting that. So he's kind of on a sugar watch. Mike is trying to keep him away from, like, Skittles, soda, any kind of sweets. So that's a pretty good running gag in the film. You get these troops that go to Marcus's house, and Reggie is there. And Marcus gets him on the phone. He's like, get the family in a safe area right now. There's guys coming. And you think, like, alright, they're going to hide in there and they're not going to find him. But no, Reggie takes matters into his own hands. He gets a gun out of a safe he has in the closet, and he takes down every motherfucker in there. And that was absolutely awesome. I loved that. And Marcus just sitting back like, holy shit, that's my boy right there. And, if you obviously you're familiar with this franchise, Marcus is not like that with Reggie. He's always hard on him. He's fucking on his ass all the time. And he even is on his ass in this movie before we get that action sequence. He's like, did you eat my snacks? And he's like, no, sir. He's like, you need to go get a job. He's like, I'm a U.S. Marine, sir. He's like, you need to deploy. Oh, Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, they kill me in this one, man. It's so good. The comedy is on point. Now, not to say that the comedy can get a little bit out of hand in certain situations, like when we have a shootout and we're getting Marcus trying to get jelly beans or whatever, and he's talking about, I can't die, in another life you were a donkey, saying to Mike in a different scene. Like, alright, you might need to dial it back a little bit when we're in the middle of a shootout and someone could die and Marcus is over here, just... Some of the comedy with Marcus it will be hit or miss for some. It wasn't really like that for me. I didn't mind it all that much, but some of the tensity could have been lacking in those scenes when you have so much comedy coming from Marcus. But that's a small complaint, really. Overall, really, this movie leads into a really badass third act where we get the setting at a swampy area where there's gators, and you get gators eating somebody. You get gators eating soldiers. You get a gator eating the mayor at the end. One of them bites Marcus. And I was really concerned. I was like, are they going to kill off one of the bad boys in this movie? And we get close to that, because in the end they have a standoff where Mike is aiming his gun at McGrath, and McGrath has his wife, and he has Marcus at gunpoint. He's like, you're going to have to choose. And Mike's like, you know what? Someone told me that they can't die. And then Marcus is like, you better not do some stupid shit. And then Mike shoots Marcus, and he has a bulletproof vest on, so he's fine. Shoots him, he goes down, and then he proceeds to shoot McGrath like 5 or 6 times. That was really epic. Nice move. Quick thinking on his part. That was clever. So that was a nice way to wrap it all up. So, really, I don't want to waste any more of your time here. This is a great movie. Go watch it. Great action. You got a great cast here. Go stare at Vanessa Hudgens like I am the whole film. And hope you enjoyed the review for Bad Boys Ride or Die. Go see it. Go see Furiosa. See you guys next time. Take care and goodbye.